Well, good morning. If you can't tell from the scenery behind me, I'm not in Texas anymore, and I'm not in Colorado anymore either. I'm in southeast New Hampshire. This is where I grew up, spending a little time with my family. Man, a little out of breath because there's a climb right now. Kind of a rare thing for me, but hey, it's a beautiful day. It's about 21 degrees. It's a cloudy day, a little bit humid, not too bad, but I'm not gonna complain. I got breath in my lungs. I'm out on the bike. Got a couple hours planned. Let's get it. So this area of the country is absolutely beautiful this time of year. There are some times where the temps can get up to the 30s, so maybe the low 30s, but that's pretty rare. Typically we're, in the high 20s maybe, mid to upper 20s. Somewhere, if it's 85 degrees, my family says it's too hot. But man, where I'm from in Texas, man, it can get up to 40, over 100. And that's toasty. So I'm soaking up this beautiful 21 degrees today in the woods. And that's the other cool feature about this part of the country is the dense woods. There's just so many pine trees, oak trees, maple trees, and the maple trees turn beautiful colors in the fall. Goodness. If you can ever get up here, this part of the country in October, you wouldn't regret it. The other thing that makes this part of the country really nice for cycling is the roads. They have to maintain these roads pretty well, and they end up paving them a lot because the wintertime brings all sorts of potholes and the roads just get torn up because of the ice and snow. So they got to repave a lot, which makes it really nice to ride on in the summer. So this morning I was reading Psalm 37, and it's a passage where David's writing about the wicked, and he's writing about the flourishing of evil. And he basically says, as kind of this pastor shepherd of Israel, he says, hey, don't worry, don't fret when you see evil men succeeding. Why? Because just like the grass gets like all crispy in the summer, not so much here, but definitely in Texas right now, so will the wicked be. David says that there will be a day when God judges the wicked and exalts the righteous. And so in that psalm, he encourages the people who are faithful to God to continue to be faithful, to persevere. And I think that's just such an important exhortation, especially in our day and age, as the wicked continue to prosper. This hope of a day where God would act definitively to deal with the wicked once and for all and to reward and vindicate the righteous is something that not only King David had, but so many of the prophets of Israel talked about too, the hope that they had. And then fast forward all the way to the first century with Jews like Jesus and Paul. They held the same hope and the same confidence. I also think of the author of Hebrews, in Hebrews 11, that famous passage, the Hall of Faith. What's he writing about? He's writing about men and women throughout Israel's history that have had that same hope, that God was going to act definitively one day to deal with the wicked and reward the righteous. The scriptures go on to describe this day throughout as the day of the Lord. And friends, the Bible talks about this day as a day that literally divides history into two distinct ages. This present evil age and what the scriptures call the age to come. This age being characterized by unrighteousness, wickedness, pain, death, brokenness, sin, all of that stuff. And the age to come being characterized by righteousness, joy, peace, no death, no sin. This day that's coming will literally cause some of those people over there to get up out of their graves as God vindicates the righteous and punishes the wicked. To the righteous, he'll give eternal life, and to the wicked, he'll subject to eternal destruction. This is not good, and this day is coming, friends. So what's the right response, friends? Well, in light of God's trustworthiness to do what he said, he's proven himself over and over and over again. His track record is reliable. We need to respond like the men and women in Hebrews 11 responded, like David exhorted in Psalm 37 to respond. We want to live relying on what God has said. We want to walk in his ways. We want to obey what he taught. And we want to be patient, because the wicked will be no more very soon, and God will vindicate the righteous. We want to make sure we're on the right side of history, that we continue to respond with faithfulness and trust and humility, because this day that's coming, it's going to humble everyone. I'm just really encouraged by David's exhortation to trust in the Lord, do what is right, and don't fret when evil men seem to succeed. They're going to have their day. The righteous will be vindicated. The road goes up here for a little bit, so let me put the camera away, focus on the climb, and I'll see you in a minute. Climbs here aren't too bad, maybe 5-6% on average. Just depends. Some of them are a little less, some of them are a little bit more, but there are some sections where, you know, you got to get out of the saddle a bit. Maybe 10, 12, 14%, just briefly. But yeah, short and steep. I kind of like it. Well, it looks like we got a little bit of rain moving in, so I'm gonna put my head down and pedal home. But if you've been challenged or encouraged by this video, leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And make sure you like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you all in the next one.